Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about SEO. It stands for Search Engine Optimization, and I'm going to be running a new series on SEO in upcoming videos. We've got a lot of content coming your way. This is November 2020 at the time of this video. 2021 is right around the corner, and I'm actually going to be revamping both YouTube channels I run. I run a marketing channel called Nick Foy TV that's all about marketing, growing your business, growing your income, and I run a finance channel called Under 30 Wealth, and that's all about how to invest in stocks, real estate, how to make money, how to build wealth. So these two channels, they're getting completely revamped in 2021. All new content, new styles of content, new intros, new outros. Everything's going to be new and fresh. We're going to be calling it Season 2 across the board. So today, let's just go ahead and dive into some quick SEO as we finish out the year so you can get started for 2021 optimizing your website and getting it ready for the search engines to get traffic to your website and beat out your competition in your niche. So today I'm just on my website, asknickfoy.com. Again, this is a marketing website you can go to learn tips on marketing. We've written some articles targeting real estate agents, 29 best apps. So I'm going to go ahead and click into this article here. All right, so one of the first things we want to talk about with SEO is when we go out onto the search engines and I type in best apps for real estate agents, Google's going to pull up a list of search results that it thinks benefits the users the most. So starting off, they show a bunch of ads, so people are paying money to be listed here. So if you want to work on your SEO, you can get natural organic traffic by showing up down here in the search results for the 1, 2, and 3 positions. These are going to get the most clicks to the website. So for example, if somebody typed in best apps for real estate agents, it's probably a real estate agent typing that search query in. So the real estate agent would come here, they would click on one of these articles. They may continue scrolling down the page and look at other options, but odds are they're going to pick one of the top 3 results. So if you can get your article ranking here in the top 3, you have the best chance of getting click-throughs to your website. So we've got 29 best real estate apps for 2020. We have 16 best apps and the 10 best apps. And then my article happens to have made it up here to the number 4 position, 29 best apps for real estate agents 2020. So you can see all these titles are real similar, where they start off with a number. They say best apps or best real estate agent apps. So a lot of similar titles here. So we can set our title back here in our WordPress account. So this is my blog post here. So this is the title where you would set that. And then as you hit publish, that's what gets displayed out on Google. So one of the first tips for SEO is to go through all your articles, make sure you have an optimized title for SEO. So when I think about what somebody's going to search, like best apps for real estate agents, I want to use those keywords in my title. So we have best apps, we have for real estate agents. So somebody might be typing in best apps. We don't necessarily want to target them if we're going specifically for real estate agents. We want to use the keywords real estate agents. That way it'll differentiate our article from all the other articles out there about all the other iPhone and Android apps that exist. We want just apps specific to real estate and real estate agents. So we need to stick in those specific words into our title so that Google can read our title and pick up on that, hey, these are real estate agent apps, so we need to section off, this post for only, real estate related keyword searches. All right, so that's tip number 1. Go ahead and get your title optimized right. Next, we want to talk about the permalink. So right here, https://asknickfoy.com/, and then it fills in basically my title, so 29-best-apps. So it fills in your entire title. You can go ahead and edit your permalink. They say a short permalink is best, but in this case, I wanted to keep it really specific, so I left my permalink, best apps for real estate agents. I think I did take off the 2020. I don't like to put dates in my permalinks. If I put in 2020 and it becomes 2023, in 3 years from now, people are going to be reading that permalink, or Google might read that permalink and see it still says 2020, and they might think it's outdated, old information. So what I'll do is I'll put the date in my title, which is actually going to be tip number 3. If you want to rank One of the ways to move up in the rankings is to include dates like 2020, 2021, 2022 in your titles. That way people realize it's like up-to-date current information and they think it has to do with that upcoming or that current year that they are in. So we can quickly change titles, no problem. If it becomes 2021, which it will be in a couple months, so I'm going to go ahead and switch that to 2021. Boom, you're done. You don't have to worry about it. If it's in your permalink, it's harder to change because once you change this permalink, if I was going to edit this and add it here and make this 2021 and click OK, if I was to publish this, it would now break my link. So anywhere I linked to this article, this now has a new link. So the old link without the 2021, that would no longer work. So it would have a lot of broken links across your website. It would have a lot of broken links across websites linking to you. So you don't want to change the URL once you set it and once you publish your post. You always want to leave your URL how it is. So try to get your URL right up front when you're first creating your post. That way you can set it and you can forget it. Never mess with it again. If you do have to change the permalink, you're going to want to set up a redirect. So I use a plugin called Pretty Links. I can click on Add New. And what that'll do is it'll open up a way to set your old URL. So I could paste in my old URL here. This is the target URL where we want people to go to. And then I could paste in that extension there. So I could put in best apps for real estate agents in the destination link here. And then my target URL would be my new URL I want them to go to. So whenever they type in the old pretty link, the old URL, it'll redirect them to the new target URL so they can get to the right page and they won't face an error screen that says, hey, that link is broken. So a couple tips there. Set your title, target keywords specific to what you're trying to rank on Google for or your audience you're trying to target. Make sure your permalink has the right keywords in it and try to keep your permalink as short as possible. This is a bad example. It's super long, but I needed it to be specific for the keywords I was targeting. And then tip number 3, use years in your headlines, in your article titles, as that will help you increase chances of ranking for some additional keywords on Google. Once we get down to the body of the article itself, we want to make sure we're using keywords in our titles or our headings. So we've got a heading 1. That's your title tag up here. Heading 2 is the header that starts off the article. So you can see this heading 2 right here. As I click down in the text, it changes. This tells me this is paragraph text. So heading 2s, these are specific tags that your page gets marked with, and Google reads those tags. And so a lot of times Google will put weight on what keywords you use in your heading tags itself. So when they read these tags and they see realtors, they see 2020, they see best apps, that helps give Google an idea what your article is about so it can better display your article in the search results for relevant and related keywords in the real estate industry. So we'll go ahead and use a heading 2 tag at the very top with some keywords we want people to be searching for, like best apps, realtors, 2020. Then we'll go ahead and write a little intro. And then as we go, we'll list out some other subheadings. So this becomes a heading 3, which these are the actual app names. So I just put them in heading 3 tags. So anybody searching FreshChat, PropertyBase, Dotloop, these are also additional keywords this article could potentially rank for. So that's another example. In the body itself, the paragraph, you want to use different keywords. So FreshChat is mentioned multiple times here. If somebody was searching about the FreshChat app for realtors, then my article might come up because it mentions these keywords. We've also got mobile phones, we've got real estate industry, so there's lots of different possible keywords we could rank for based on what we're using in our headings as well as our body paragraph text itself. Linking out to things can also be beneficial to your SEO. Google likes to see outbound links to resources, so if you're linking out to Wikipedia, Investopedia, some of those bigger .gov or .edu sites that signify that it's like a resource, that also could help you rank. Adding images to your blog posts. A lot of times studies have been done showing that blog articles that have lots of images tend to rank better than articles that don't. If you write long detailed guides like this one, we could just scroll for days and days and days. We're just scrolling here. This is because this post right here, you might not be able to see the word count, but it has 2,800 words in it. So 2,800 words. That's a lot of words. Typical posts that you want to write between 1,200 to 1,800 words. That's usually a good length of article. But every so often you should create one of these mega guides that's got 2,000 to 3,000 words in it, and that also can give you a better chance of ranking up here on the first page of the Google search results. Not only that, the more words you write, if you're not just trying to cram and stuff it with words, if you're actually writing a helpful guide that has lots and lots of words, like 3,000 words, you're going to have a large variety of different keywords you could potentially rank for. The more words in a post, the more chances you have to rank for different words. So if you wrote one targeted post just about, let's say, contactually, this is a CRM that real estate agents can use. If I wrote one article just about contactually, I would limit myself on what keywords I could potentially rank for. I probably would rank for CRM management, contactually's name itself, and then maybe real estate CRMs. That could be another keyword I would rank for potentially with my contactually review article. So there's not a whole lot there. But by writing this massive guide, I now have the opportunity to rank for hundreds of keywords. I could rank for Zillow Premier Agent. I could rank for Zapier. I could rank for Trello. I could rank for best apps, real estate apps 2020. So the list goes on and on. There's lots of potential keywords I could rank for in this guide because we use lots of different keywords in this guide. It's not just one specific article about one specific keyword phrase. So that's another reason why in-depth guides are going to be your friend to ranking on Google. It can give you a chance to rank for lots of different keywords and get lots of traffic to one big guide as opposed to having 20 different articles covering 20 different smaller topics. All right, so we've talked about pictures, we've talked about linking out to resources, we've talked about adding keywords to your headings and your body paragraphs. A few other things you can do. If you install a plugin on WordPress called Yoast SEO, and we scroll down here, the Yoast SEO plugin adds a little snippet for you so you can see what it's going to look like out on Google. So I can see what my title link will look like on Google. So if we go back here, we can also see that it matches up 29 Best Apps for Real Estate Agents 2020-Ask Nick Foy. We can see the date it was published, or sometimes this date means when it was last edited. If somebody's gone in and recently edited the article, then we can also see our little meta description here. 29 Best Apps for Realtors. Mobile phones are getting more and more advanced with every passing year. So this started off the meta description out here on Google with my actual body text from the article itself. So let me show you that just to confirm. We scroll back up here and it talks about, mobile phones are getting more and more advanced, and it also took my heading here. So it actually did not pull from my meta description down here on the Yoast SEO plugin. And the reason for that, this still says please provide a meta description by editing the snippet below. So I actually did not provide a meta description. You can see it's blank here. So it'll automatically pull from the very top of your article. It'll start pulling your first paragraph of your article. Now, if you want to change it up and make it specific, so I could say, these are the best 29 apps that real estate agents should be using in 2021 to manage your business and CRM. All right, so I could use some keywords there. 29 best apps, real estate agents, 2021, managing your business, your CRM. So we can get a variation of keyword phrases we might rank for now. So adding a good meta description with keywords related to what your article is about. And then you can change the slug here if you need to. Again, we'd already talked about permalinks above. We're just going to leave that alone. If we want to change our SEO title, what shows up out here on Google, we can do so right here. It automatically will just put in these coding blocks here that pull the title from the page. They add a separator, and then they add your site title. So my site name is Ask Nick Foy. Now we can go ahead and delete these out and just make our own SEO title if we wanted to. I'm just going to leave it like that for right now, where it just pulls the title of my article. So in the future, if I ever change the title of my article, it'll also automatically update the SEO title down here for me. So this is a handy plugin to make sure you're doing things right for SEO. It gives you a chance to optimize your title, your meta description, and show you a preview of what it's going to look like out here on Google. So it's not going to update right now. It's still going to have this old text for right now. But as soon as today, I go ahead back here and I click on the little update button, it's going to refresh my page here with my changes. So now my article is going to be updated. In a couple days, I'll come back out here onto Google and check that it's Google's been, aware that my article's been updated and it's catched that new article into the search results. So I'll come back in a couple days and see the date. Probably will be updated to November 11th, 2020, and we'll have a new meta description probably showing up here as well. So with all that being said, one final tip going back to the Yoast SEO plugin. You can also see your SEO analysis score. So just click this little drop down here. They're going to analyze your article and show you what you did right, what could be improved, and any problems that you might have. So you can go ahead and make changes to your article based on these different suggestions. Once you get them all made, you'll see a bunch of green dots running down as a list here. So we have a good title width for our SEO title. We have a good text link. We have 2,800 words. We have outbound links. Good job. So what things could we improve? My meta description length. We have too short of a meta description, so I could go back here and try to make it a little bit longer. They're recommending that if I made it longer, it might help me with SEO. Image alt attributes. So images on this page have alt attributes, but you've not set your keyword phrase. So one other thing you can do is set your keyword phrase at the very top here of this plugin. So the Yoast SEO plugin here, focus key phrase, we could just put in best apps. And if we want to get more specific, we can get more specific. But for right now, we'll just type in best apps as our keyword phrase that we're going to focus on. All right, now it'll go ahead and analyze the phrase best apps, and it'll look through my article and see what I did right, what I did wrong with that specific phrase. So if you want to check out some other key phrases you might be targeting, like in this case, I might have targeted real estate apps. So now I can go through and it'll totally reanalyze my page and it'll come up with new suggestions around that key phrase. So you can do this multiple times. You can, check what it has to say, make those fixes, then you can come back up here, type in a new key phrase. So best real estate agent apps, and then I can go back down and have it reanalyze, and I can make more changes around that keyword. So you can do this for multiple keywords you want to try to rank for. Generally, if you have one target key phrase you're trying to rank for, that'll suffice. You can just type it in up here and only do this thing once, where you go through and optimize everything that it suggests to you. And once you've optimized it and it's all green, you can just leave it at that. And then you can come back up here and hit update or publish your post. All right, so that's all we're going to talk about today. Just some basic tips you can do on your WordPress editor here to make sure you're optimizing for SEO. So watch your titles. Make sure your titles include years if you're trying to get a tutorial or some kind of relevant information that's got to be current and up to date. Make sure you're using headings, dividing up your article so it's easy to read. So headings help readers flow through your article better, and it also is what Google will look at when they're analyzing your page for SEO. So H2 tags, H3 tags, mix and match different keywords for different headings, add keywords into your body paragraph, outbound link to helpful resources, add images to your blog article, and then if you want to check how you did with SEO, you can install a plugin called Yoast SEO Plugin, and it'll actually analyze your article for you and give you suggestions of things you can do to better your post for SEO. The end result, get out here on Google. Eventually, if your blog article was optimized and is targeting a not super competitive keyword, if you're going after hard keywords that are really competitive, you might not rank on Google ever. If you're going after less competitive keywords, you might have a better chance of ranking out here on the first page. So I am sitting in the number 4 position. I could go through and try to make some edits to my post since it's been out since April, which is 5, 6, 7 months ago. So it's had a lot of time to be out here on Google, and we're stuck at the 4 position. So we could try to optimize our post even further by coming back in here and making edits to it, and hopefully those edits will further boost us up into that 3rd or 4th spot higher up on the page here.